You live in a world saturated with noise. Arguments erupt online, voices are raised in frustration. And the constant clamor for attention can be deafening. In this cacophony, it's easy to believe that the loudest voice wins. That rage is a weapon to be wielded freely. You might think that screaming your grievances, lashing out in anger and breaking things, will make those who wronged you finally understand the depth of your pie and regret their actions. But what if I told you that your anger is a predictable, even desired response? It's cheap. It's the easiest emotion to provoke. Those who seek to harm or control, you often expect your fury. They want it because the moment you lose control, the second you snap, they get to sit back, smugly declare you unstable, and paint themselves as the blameless victims. They win and they sleep soundly, knowing they've successfully played you. There's a different weapon, a far more potent one that they rarely see coming. Silence. Silence isn't just the absence of words. It's the absence of validation. When you refuse to react, you starve them of the very satisfaction they crave. And starving someone, truly starving them of what they desperately desire, is a slow, agonizing demise for their ego and their manipulative tactics. Think about it: every insult they hurl, every carefully laid trap, it's fate. They're desperate for you to take it, to explode in the way they anticipate. But when you stand there, a fortress of composure, your gaze steady, unwavering, they don't know what to do. Their confidence so carefully constructed begins to crumble. Cracks appear in their facade. Suddenly they're the ones consumed by doubt, questioning their own actions and their perceived power over you. Your silence becomes the loudest, most unsettling sound in the room. Trust me, that silence will echo in their minds, haunt their thoughts, and linger far longer than any of your screams ever could. Now, don't mistake this for burying your pie. Absolutely not. Pain is a fierce teacher. It sharpens you, hardens you, transforming your vulnerabilities into unyielding steel. But here's the crucial secret: you don't let them see it. You refuse to give them the twisted pleasure of knowing they inflicted hurt. Instead, you take that raw, potent pain and you mold it, refine it into something they can never touch, ever diminish. Consider the diamond. What makes it so incredibly valuable, so breathtakingly resilient? Relentless pressure, endured variance. It's not the fleeting burst of fire, but the silent, unwavering endurance under immense weight that forges its unbreakable nature. Be like the diamond. Let the pressures of the world bear down on you, but never ever let them crack you. When the world looks at you, let them see something indestructible. And here's another profound truth: walking away is not weakness. Oh, they'll try to label it that. Of course they'll smear, call you a coward, claim you're running scared. But walking away, choosing to disengage, is the ultimate act of power. It's a clear declaration that they are simply worth your precious energy. It's the vast difference between wallowing in the mud and rising above it all. When you leave them standing there, yelling into the emptiness you've created, you've already achieved victory. They will hate it, you can be sure of that. They'll see, with resentment, that you didn't stoop to their level, didn't play their game. That's the exquisite beauty of silence. It doesn't just shield you. It dismantles them from the inside out. They'll replay every word, every action, desperately trying to pinpoint the moment they lost control, the moment their manipulation failed. And you'll be miles ahead, untouchable. Your energy focused on building something meaningful, something that truly matters. Let me share a story. There was a Ma who dedicated years of his life to plotting elaborate revenge against those who had wronged him. He burned bridges, severed relationships, all in the name of making them pay. And when the day finally arrived, when he stood amidst the ruins of their lives, do you know what he felt? Nothing. A hollow emptiness, because revenge doesn't heal. It deepens the wounds. Often you're out. The only true lasting revenge is success. It's moving forward, building a life so rich and fulfilling that their existence becomes utterly irrelevant. Think about it. What cuts deeper? Seeing someone weeping over you, consumed by your absence, or seeing them thriving, radiating joy, completely unburdened by your memory? That's why you choose silence. That's why you rise, because nothing dismantles an adversary faster than the undeniable truth that they hold absolutely no power over you. He is a bit of pill to swallow. Most people simply don't care about your pie. They won't lose a wink of sleep over the nights you cried, or the scars you carry. They'll step on you, perhaps even laugh, and keep moving, as if you were nothing more than a minor inconvenience. So why waste your breath, your precious energy, trying to make them understand? Let your actions speak volumes. Let your silence scream the truth they refuse to acknowledge. There's a saying I find particularly resonant. The wolf doesn't concern itself with the opinion of sheep. You are the wolf, strong, silent, and touchable. The sheep will bleed, they'll gossip. They'll try to drag you down to their level of pettiness. But a wolf doesn't engage in such trivialities. It stands tall, observing, waiting, and when it moves, it's with unwavering purpose. You want them to truly feel the weight of what they've done. Then don't yell, don't cry. Just stop chasing them. Stop explaining yourself. Stop giving them any reaction whatsoever. Your silence will echo far louder than any words ever could. It will gnaw at them, keep them awake in the dead of night. They'll be consumed by the question of why you no longer care, why their manipulative games no longer work. And in the antagonizing wondering, they will begin to dismantle themselves. You have a choice to make. You can allow their words to shatter you, to keep you tethered to their toxic control. Or you can wield the formidable power of silence and break them. One path leads to endless cycles of pie and frustration, the other sets you free. But freedom, true freedom, comes with a price. It can be lonely. It can feel dark and cold. Oh, to everyone possesses the inner fortitude to embrace it, but those who do, they become legends in their own right. They think they own you. Every insult, every slight, every backhanded compliment is a calculated attempt to keep you in line, to pull your strings and make you dance to their miserable tune. And the most insidious part, For a while you let them. You took their words to heart, allowed their skewed opinions to define your worth. But what they fail to realize is that the very moment you cease to react, you reclaim your power. Silence isn't merely a passive response. It's an act of rebellion. It's the ultimate, unwavering declaration that their words hold no weight, no significance in your world. And when they finally grasp that they've lost their grip, that they can no longer penetrate your composure, that's when the tables irrevocably turn. You see, people like this thrive on control. They need to feel like they're the ones steering the narrative, dictating the terms of engagement. But when you go quiet, when you deny them the fuel of your reactio, it's akin to cutting the strings on their pathetic puppet show. And do you know what happens when they lose control? They panic, they crumble, they break. Let me tell you something fundamental about expectations. They are a cage. People will construct this neat little box for you, filled with their rigid rules, their narrow limits, their predefined notions of who you're supposed to be. And every time you dare to step outside those self-imposed boundaries, they'll frantically try to shove you back. But here's a vital truth. They desperately don't want you to grasp. You owe them absolutely nothing. Owe to your explanations, not your compliance. Owe to your pain. You were not placed on this earth to merely fulfill their limited expectations. And the sooner you cease trying, the sooner you realize just how small and insignificant their box truly is, because the world beyond their restrictive rules, it's infinite, it's yours for the taking. And silence, that's the key. Because when you stop explaining yourself, stop justifying your every move, you stop playing the rig game. And when you stop playing, they invariably lose. It's that simple, that liberating. You want to know what truly haunts people in the depths of their being? It's not always the things they've done, but the things they didn't do, the words left unspoken, the chances they didn't seize, and most profoundly, the people they let slip away. Here's where the truth takes a darker turn. One day, they are going to look back on how they treated you. They'll replay every dismissive conversatio, every heated argument, every instance they made you feel insignificant. And do you know what? They'll see you standing there silent, unbroken, and ultimately gone. Regrets is a slow, insidious poison. It corrodes the soul bit by agonizing bit. And the most devastating form of regret, it's not simply losing someone. It's the crushing realization that they are unequivocally better off without you. That's the profound regret you will leave them with. Ode through explosive anger, ode through vengeful acts, but through the quiet, undeniable truth of your powerful absence. Here's a harsh yet liberating truth. The best revenge isn't being remembered for your fury. It's being utterly forgot. Because when someone truly forgets you, it means you've successfully taken away the one thing they thought they possessed: significance in your narrative. They may have wanted to be the hero in your story, or perhaps even the villain, but either way they crave the role. But when you embrace silence, when you move forward without them, you strip them of that coveted role. You reduce them to a footnote, a forgotten chapter in the ongoing vibrant book of your life. And that's a wound that time will struggle to heal. You crave logic, let's break it down with cold, hard facts. Biology dictates that humans are wired for connexio. We inherently crave attention, validation, acknowledgement. Silence directly disrupts this fundamental need, creating a void that feels deeply unsettling. And nature, as they say, I pause a void, they will instinctively try to fill it. But without your predictable reactio, they won't know how, and in their confusio, they'll begin to unravel. Consider the principles of psychology. Ever heard of projectio? People often project their deepest fears, their annoying insecurities, and their own failures onto others. Your unwavering silence becomes a stark mirror, forcing them to confront their own distorted reflexio. And let me assure you, most individuals are woefully unprepared to face the harsh realities of their own shortcomings. From a sociological perspective, society largely operates on noise, gossip, endless arguments, the constant hum of chatter. It's all just fleeting noise. But silence stands out. It's rare, it's undeniably powerful. And in a world obsessed with being heard, choosing silence is the ultimate act of defiance, a bold assertion of self-control. When you are silent, you seize control of the narrative, leaving them to grapple with their own assumptions and insecurities. Let's talk about pie, but not the pain they inflicted upon you. That's old news. I'm referring to the unique brand of pie you are now poised to inflict upon them. And no, I'm not advocating for violence or chaos. I'm talking about the profound pain that stems from the dawning realization that they were unequivocally wrong about you. The kind of pain that arises from witnessing your ascent while they continue their downward spiral. Your silence becomes the potent currency of this pie. Every moment you choose not to respond, every time you deliberately walk away, you are making a strategic investment. And trust me, the return on that investment will be devastating to their fragile egos. They will feel it in every empty room, every sleepless night, every awkward pause in conversatio. Because silence doesn't just wound, it lingers, a constant, unsettling presence. Do you know what they'll eventually say about you? They'll call you strong. They'll whisper about your mysterious aura. They'll desperately try to understand how you did it, how you remained so composed, while their world tried to tear you apart. And the truth, you didn't just survive. You thrived, because silence isn't merely a weapon. It's a legacy. When you are gone, they will tell stories about you. Ode to the chaotic tales of loud, angry individuals. But a different kind of narrative altogether. They'll recount the way you stood tall in the face of adversity, the way you confronted their negativity without uttering a single word, the way your silence spoke volumes, resonating far beyond the reach of any scream. So what will it be? Will you continue to squander your precious energy on individuals who are demonstrably undeserving of it? Or will you finally allow your silence to do the talking, to deliver the most impactful message they will ever receive? Trust me, your silence will shatter them in ways that your anger could only dream of. It will haunt them, it will fundamentally change them. And most importantly, it will set you free. You don't require their validation. You don't need their approval. All you need is the unwavering strength to remain quiet. To stay fiercely focused on your own path. And to rise above their petty attempts to diminish you. And when you do, they will never, ever forget you. Even if you choose to forget them entirely. Have you ever noticed how the loudest individuals are often the weakest? They shout, they scream. They throw tantrums like petulant children, foolishly believing that the sheer volume of their voice equates to the weight of their words. But it doesn't. It merely exposes their desperation to be heard, their underlying insecurity. True strength, it doesn't need to shout. It doesn't need external validation. Strength is inherently silent. It's the profound calm in the eye of a raging storm. The uncheckable foundation. When the world around is crumbling into chaos. And that's very silence. It terrifies those who thrive on noise. Because they can't decipher it. Can't predict your next move. That's the inherent power of being silent. It's not passive, it's strategic. Every time you hold your tongue. Every time you consciously choose not to react. You are planting seeds of doubt in their minds. Forcing them to question everything they thought they knew about you. And that, my friend, is when you have already won. People are prone to playing games. Manipulative mind games, emotionally draining games. Power-hungry games. They will deliberately push your buttons. Poke your deepest insecurities. All to gauge how far they can push you. And most people, unfortunately, fall right into their trap. They react predictably, engaging in the very games designed to ensnare them. But not you, not anymore. You see, when you steadfastly refuse to play their childish games, you're not just passively walking away. You're strategically flipping the entire board. You're demonstrating with unwavering clarity that their tired tricks hold no sway over you. And nothing frustrates some manipulator more than the stark realization that they have lost control. They will likely escalate their tactics, becoming louder, nastier, more desperate in their attempts to provoke a reaction. But the harder they try, the weaker and more transparent their own insecurities become. And you simply continue walking silent, unbothered, radiating an aura of invincibility that they cannot penetrate. Here's a little secret about human nature. People generally despise looking in the mirror. And I'm not just talking about the physical kind. I'm referring to the far more uncomfortable, emotional mirror. They vehemently dislike being confronted with their flaws, their past failures, their deepest, most carefully guarded fears. And that, precisely, is what your unwavering silence accomplishes. It transforms into a potent mirror, relentlessly forcing them to confront the stark reality of who they truly are beneath the carefully constructed facade. Think about it: when someone lashes out at you, when they actively try to inflict emotional pain, it's rarely, if ever, truly about you. It's a glaring reflection of their own internal turmoil, their annoying insecurities, their own unaddressed pain, spilling over and finding an unfortunate target in your presence. And when you refuse to react, when you simply stand there, A pillar of silent strength. You are holding up that unforgiving mirror. You are compelling them to confront the very aspects of themselves they have been desperately running from. And trust me, most people would rather watch the world burn than face the uncomfortable truth of their own inadequacies. Picture this: a formidable fortress, tall and seemingly impenetrable, surrounded by walls so thick and unyielding that nothing, no matter how forceful, can break through. That is what your silence becomes. It's a fortress that their negativity, their insults, their manipulative tactics simply cannot breach. No matter how loudly they yell, how viciously they scream, how desperately they hurl their emotional projectiles, those walls remain steadfast and yielding without even the slightest crack. And here's the truly empowering aspect. While they are expending all their energy in a futile attempt to break you down, you are conserving your own precious energy. You are growing stronger, more resilient, quietly building your inner reserves. And when the dust finally settles, when they are left standing amidst the rubble of their own self-created chaos, you will still be standing tall, untouched, unbothered, utterly victorious. Let's be clear. Silence isn't easy. It's certainly not a path for the faint of heart. It demands immense strength, unwavering discipline, and profound patience. Because the truth is, silence can come at a price. It can feel lonely, isolating, and at times it might even make you question yourself. But that, in essence, is the very point. Silence compels you to turn inward, to face your own inner landscape, to confront your own demons, without the comforting distractions of external noise. And in doing so, it forges you into someone far stronger than you ever imagined possible. Most people simply cannot handle this level of introspection. They would much rather drown in the superficiality of constant noise than sit with the profound discomfort of their thoughts. But not you. You are different, you are stronger. And that inherent strength is going to propel you to heights they can only dream of.